Good evening, everybody. It was definitely a rough day on Wall Street. February 17th, 2022, all of the major indices, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, S&P 500, and the NASDAQ sold off in higher than normal volume. So it is pretty safe to say that the follow-through day that happened last Monday is null and void. So we should be raising cash, and we will be watching this market for another follow-through day to arise. I just wanted to give everybody another quick update. I sent out another issue of the Behind the Street newsletter, which is called a special report. And it was a quick, I would say probably 15-minute read, probably, even shorter than that. But it really outlines the S&P 500 price action during the Persian Gulf War, during Operation Desert Storm. And if you remember correctly, this was before I was born. But Operation Desert Storm happened, I believe, January 16th of 1991. And the fear in the media was so strong. I think that there was something like the United States government ordered over 40,000 body bags. And the market was selling off into a lot of this news. But the day we launched the operation of Operation Desert Storm, the market actually rallied on a massive follow-through day. It was up 4% on the day in 200% of normal average volume. So if you want to check that out, it's the first link in the description, the Behind the Street newsletter, or if you type ! News in the chat, it will drop the link. So let's see who we have in the chat tonight. We see Santa Monica Rodriguez. Good evening, Santa Monica Rodriguez. Good to see you. Lady O, good to see you. What's up, Lady O? Lady O is our moderator from New Jersey. NNB 045 says, hey, Tom. NNB 045 is joining us from Canada. Good to see you, NNB 045. I hope you're well tonight. Happy Thursday, everybody. Otto is here, says, hi, Tom. Chris Beeman. What's up, Chris? Hope everybody's well. Hope everybody had a good day today. I see Charlie Richardson. Fernando. What's up, Fernando? Super Friends and the City. So, Fernando, check out this full moon we got here in Miami. Unbelievable view tonight. I'm not sure how it's coming out on the stream, but I've never seen a full moon like that in my life. I don't really know how to describe it. It is amazing. Hey, Soho guys here says, yo, Tom, I love the tropics. Chris, good to see you. Juan Bueno says, hola, Tom. Good to see you, Juan. Orland Edwards, what's up, Orland? Good to see you. Long time no see. I hope you're doing well at school. EBITDA says, walks in Wall Street. What is your opinion on the current state of Bitcoin? Where do you think it will be in 3, 6, and 12 months? So EBITDA, it's a good question. One of the things I'm looking at in relation to Bitcoin is the hash rate. And the hash rate has actually reached all-time new highs, which is actually a bullish sign for Bitcoin. But we are still in a downtrend. And what I'm noticing is that there's a big divergence between Bitcoin and gold. So one of the topics I wanted to talk about today is gold. So if you type in ticker symbol GLD, I want everybody to do that. GLD on a monthly time frame. Gold just cracked over 1900. If we break into new all-time record highs, I will be starting a position in GLD because it is such a monstrous base. I have never seen a bigger and more beautiful chart pattern in my life. But it's interesting, we're seeing that divergence between gold and Bitcoin. So that's definitely going to be something to watch. Hey, I see Vinny Castellano is here. Vinny Castellano is joining us from Staten Island. Good to see you, Vinny. Hope you're well. Hey, Michael Welch Jr. is here. Michael Jr. Welch, good to see you. Says, hey, Tom, how are you? Lori E., the one and only, is here. The Swan. Good to see you, the Swan. Hope you are well. Maria Castellano says, good evening, Tom. Hope all is well. Everything's going good, Maria. Hope Staten Island. So supposedly it was beautiful in New York City today. I heard from some of my friends it was right around 55 degrees. Is that right? EBITDA says, Tom, I just treated myself to some watches. Nice. I got an AP. Wow. Well, EBITDA, you deserve it, my friend. You deserve it. You definitely worked hard this year. So good for you, man. That's awesome. So EBITDA, I actually just sent out a markets update, a Behind the Street newsletter special, but it's not really covering the markets as it pertains to today. A lot of people, a lot of the questions I get, and sort of what we talk about in the stream amongst each other is how do we know the market's going to bottom? So there's a really, really interesting, I think one of the most iconic stock market reversals in history, and that is the Persian Gulf War. But more specifically, on the day we launched Operation Desert Storm. If you look that up in throughout history, I think it was January. It was either January or February 16th of 1991 is when we launched Operation Desert Storm. And there's so many media articles in the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal saying, the United States can't buy enough body bags fast enough because when we're going to go in there, we're going to face the fourth largest military in the world, which at the time was the Iraqi military. And everybody thought the world was going to come to an end. And on that day, the market bottomed. The S&P 500 rallied 4%. We made a follow-through day and we rallied 18% into the year end. So pretty interesting. I sent that out to everybody probably about 5 minutes ago, maybe 5-10 minutes ago. Hey, Sunshine After Rain is here. What's up, Sunshine? Good to see you. Beijing Charlie is here. Hey, good evening, Beijing Charlie. Good to see you. Yeah, Maria Castellano says, I'm well, and it was nice to have some good weather finally in the 50s in New York. That is good. Turkles has got the reply earlier. Nice to see. Hey, what's up, Turkle? Yeah, Turkle, sorry I didn't get back to your email. I've just been really, really busy, but I do appreciate everything you've been sending me. I do take a look at it, I promise. And I really, really appreciate everything you send me. So I'll give everybody one last look at this full moon tonight. The full moon is amazing. 481 says Putin is not going to do anything. I have it on extreme good resources, says 481. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to agree with you. I really do not think that there's going to be any major invasion. I agree. Sally is here. Says beautiful view, Tom. Good to see you, Sally. Leah is here. Good to see you, Leah. Sunshine After Rain says happy Thursday. Hope everybody is doing well. Western Mass Dave says evening, Tom. Excellent special report. Very good. Good to see you, Western Mass Dave. So you guys will notice, and thank you to Lady O that pointed this out. In the email that I sent out to everybody, there is a typo in the first line, but I did go back in and change it. So if you guys are reading it online, the typos will be fine. But I am so horrible. My grammar as well as my spelling is so egregious. But I've been like that forever. I always mix my words around. I always mix numbers around. So I apologize for that. Hey, Dante Rose is here. What's up, Dante Rose? Says it was raining earlier in Miami. Yeah, it was. I think when I left my house at around 11 a.m., it was downpouring. Western Mass Dave says you noticed that. Yeah, Lady O, thank you for pointing that out. I am absolutely horrible. I always jumble my words around. EBITDA says, Tom, what is your opinion on the Russia-Ukraine situation? I just went in on some options on Lockheed Martin. Yeah, I think it's going to be a big nothing. I mean, in my view. But again, I'm not an expert in foreign policy, but I did talk about that a little bit in the Behind the Street newsletter that I just sent out to everybody 15 minutes ago. But I don't think there's going to be anything substantial. I don't think there's going to be anything substantial in my view. Hey, Bitsmag TV is here. Good to see you, Bitsmag TV. Francine says hello, Tom, and everybody. Dino says, good evening, Tom. New home construction fell for the first time in 4 months. Do you see it continuing to fall as the year progresses? Yeah, so Dino, I saw that too, and that was interesting. I think a lot of builders, I think it has to do mainly with supply chain issues as well as rising commodities prices. Because if you think about, lumber futures, I think lumber futures are already trading back. I think there's probably about, maybe 10% off of new all-time record highs, lumber futures, last time I checked. So I think it has to do with the combination of increased commodities prices and supply chain issues. But if anything, we have a housing shortage, and I think we need to be building more affordable housing units in America. EBITDA says, Tom, that's exactly what I'm thinking. Went long on oil, short Grumman and Lockheed Martin. Should be a good trade. Interesting. Yeah, let us know how it goes, EBITDA. That does seem like a good pair trade. Maria Castellano says, good evening, everybody. Lovely evening. Oh, you have stuff to bake. Very cool. Very cool. So we are here at Collins Avenue, I think 21st Street, near the Eden Fine Art Gallery. So we'll take one quick pass at it again. Yeah, Chris, is still windy, can't tell. Yeah, it's pretty windy tonight. Not as bad as last night, but definitely still bad. Soho guy says, yo, Tom, instead of affordable housing, how about more good paying opportunities? I'm all for that. I'm all for that, EBITDA. I'm all for that, Soho. Lori East has just got the email. Thank you, Lori. Andreas says February 17th was Invasion Day, total nothing. Good to see you, Andreas. So this is the Eden Fine Art Gallery. We always walk past the one right behind the St. Patrick's Cathedral. Hey, I see Bernard Friedman here. Hey, Bernard, good to see you. NMB 045 says, Tom, I got a 5% raise and a bonus today. Dude, awesome, man. That's fantastic. Well, congratulations to you, my friend. You deserve it. And here's to many more raises in the future. Rob DeCaro says, hello from Ohio, east side of Cleveland, Ohio tonight. What's up, Rob? Good to see you. Hope you're well, Rob. Good to see you as always. I think this one is my favorite one right here. The one with the Monopoly guy. And I think that's Richie Rich at the top with Scrooge McDuck. But this one is a Pikachu with the Bitcoin sign on it. Hey, Kathy Lyons says, good evening, Tom and everybody. Hey, Kathy. Good to see you. Humane says DuckTales. Ah. So the market sold off in very heavy volume today. What do you guys think? Do you guys think we're going to make a new low in the S&P? I think we may crack the lows. One thing that's really concerning to me is that not only have the major indices closed below the 200-day moving average and the 50-day moving average, they've been trading below those key moving averages for over 2 weeks now, and that's not good. That usually means we're probably going to break the lows and make a new low. But what do you guys think? So it seems like the majority of the pieces here are Alec Monopoly pieces. This one looks like New York City right here. Hey, RJ is here. What's up, RJ? Good to see you. Kathy Lyons, Western Mass Dave. The Swans is big storm on the way with that Mad Moon, Tom. Vinny Castellanos says, love this art. Hey, Unlimited Stimulus says, Tom, if SPY's, the ETF for SPY, closes at 420 tomorrow, it could make new lows next week, says Unlimited Stimulus. You're not wrong. And the biggest concern that I have is, even though the major indices are below the 50-day moving average and the 200-day moving average, it down and they're rolling over. So it's sort of acting like a tidal wave, moving price lower, as we saw 2 weeks ago. Price actually rallied up to the 50-day, but instead of the 50-day acting as support, it's now acting as resistance now. And another concerning thing I want to note as we pass Cosmo Scary's Rolls Royce here on the sidewalk is that a lot of the earnings reports that have been rolling through have been actually really good, but the reaction to those earnings have been quite negative. So for example, NVIDIA reported earnings yesterday, reported a great quarter. Zoom Info reported a great quarter, a lot of beat and raise quarters. Twilio reported a good quarter as well. But any sort of positive price action after earnings have been sold down pretty hard. FB says, hey Tom, hope you're having a good night. What's up, FB? Soho guy says, yo Tom, with the Tesla bot, I believe we will have a more refined capitalism. I think you're probably right, EBITDA. I think as automation really disrupts many industries, I think more particularly manufacturing, and I'd say probably in about 15 years, in addition to manufacturing, probably EVs and autonomous driving, a lot of people are going to be displaced. So I think you're making a good point. Skurd Tuvi says, just hit the like button. Yeah, if you guys are enjoying the stream, feel free to hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. FB says, Tom, where are you right now? So we are in South Beach tonight. We were in downtown Miami yesterday, but we are going to be walking South Beach. Good to see you, FB. Jonathan France says, hey, good evening to you. What's up, Jonathan? Always good to see you. Scott says, time to buy when the missiles fly. What's up, Scott? Yeah, I guess if you use that sort of logic during, in 1991, in Operation Desert Storm, the S&P 500 was up 4% on the day, I believe, on January 16th. Massive follow-through day. And I gave a pretty decent breakdown in the Behind the Street newsletter. I sent it out just 15 minutes ago. Hey, Sanjib is here. What's up, Sanjib? Says, hi, Tom. What is the hockey teams in Miami, Florida? Ooh, I have no idea. I'm so horrible with sports. I really don't know. Does anybody in the chat, could you let us know what the hockey teams are in Florida? I definitely know we have one, but I'm just not sure what the hockey team is called. Hey, the Swan says, Tom, 3 years ago, an artist stopped me and asked me to open a few cans of paint for her, which I did. Wow. Helped her paint it. It was 40 foot by 40 foot walls. Wow, that's awesome, man. Jonathan France says, I remember it well. What's up, Jonathan France? Good to see you. Chris Beeman says, Miami Hurricanes. NNB045 says, Florida Panthers and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Okay, Tampa Bay Lightning. Lane Freeman is here. Says, only hockey team I could think of is the Lightning in Tampa Bay. So isn't there a baseball team, the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, I believe? Or am I mistaken? Hey, Dino's here. Says they play in Sunrise, Florida near Fort Lauderdale. Dino, I'll probably have to take a trip to check that out then, because that's not too far away from here. Jonathan says Rays. Lane Freeman says just the Rays. Bernard Friedman, good to see you. Leo says saludos. Saludos to you too. Kevin Matthews says the Miami Panthers. EBITDA says walks in Wall Street. I have pretty strong conviction on the oil/Lockheed trade. I felt similar with my long Tesla short GM and Ford pair trade and long Amazon short Macy's. Yeah, EBITDA, I think that's a pretty good pair trade you got there. I hope it works out good. So EBITDA, are you back in the office now? So interesting piece of news coming out of New York. So we have a new mayor, Eric Adams. the new mayor in New York City. And supposedly he actually just met with over 100 CEOs of major corporations in New York City to try to bring people back to the office, right? So Mayor Eric Adams' whole theory is that, look, New York is never going to make a full recover unless we have our biggest employers, such as JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, a lot of the consulting companies and PR firms, bringing their employees back to the office. So I believe that meeting happened today. So my question for you, EBITDA, and everybody in the chat is, are you guys going back to the office, or is everybody still remote and working in a hybrid type environment? Because I know for me, obviously it's 100% remote, but whenever I have to go into the office and meet my clients, it's usually a big ordeal to try to get that done. So what about you guys? What are you seeing in the chat? Yeah, Bernard Friedman says 100 CEOs, that's a lot. Yeah, I was reading a New York Post article today that Mayor Eric Adams was meeting with a lot of CEOs to try to convince them to bring people back to the office. Which I agree. I actually think that's a good move by Mayor Eric Adams. EBITDA says, walks in Wall Street, he needs them back to the office because all the businesses around rely on the employees. EBITDA, I think you hit the nail right on the head there. I think you're 100% correct. Hey, Jamie Price says, good evening, Tom. Good to see you. Vinny Castellano says he's a bum. Dino says Miami has 4 teams in all 4 major league American sports leagues plus the Major League Soccer. Hey, go hard, brother. Good to see you. Go hard, brother. Lane Freeman says, I'm hoping to move down to Florida within 2 years. Travel there about every year and love Tampa. That's awesome. That is awesome. NMB045 says, our office policy will be twice a week as of March. Very interesting. Jerry says, did the LA driving for years commute is history, says Jerry. Good to see you, Jamie Price. EBITDA says, I am in a hybrid role in the office about 3 to 4 days a week. That's pretty nice, EBITDA. Yeah, so to EBITDA's point, one of the biggest things in New York is, and I used to work right in Midtown Manhattan, on 45th Street back in the day. And during, lunch break, coffee break, we would always go out with our coworkers and, grab a bite to eat at the local restaurants and things like that. And the vast majority of people, or the population of Manhattan during the day, comes from people who don't even live in Manhattan. So if people aren't commuting to the city, if people aren't making that commute, just think about all of the restaurants and the restaurant workers. Imagine just the big economic toll that is taking on them. And in other news, I was watching another local news segment in New York that they said the Con Edison bills this month, for whatever reason, have increased on some restaurant owners 300%. Has anybody else been noticing higher than average Con Edison bills for my friends in New York? Hey, Marty Lewis is here. Good to see you, Marty Lewis. Hope you're well. Lori E says, my sister-in-law works in IT for Caterpillar. Her job is permanently remote. Wow. Hey, Jonathan Francis, Tom, how does this make sense? Sports teams in New York need to be vaxxed, but visiting teams don't. Yeah, I don't think that makes much sense, but wasn't there a big uprise about Kyrie Irving? He's not allowed to play in New York or something like that? Judy D has just finished my step aerobics workout, relaxing now. Awesome, Judy. Keep killing it. John Lee says, hey, Tom, yes, my electricity bill is up 30%. Holy crap. So I think that probably has to do with something. Indian Creek PowerPoint is now out of commission. Fred X is loving the Art Deco. What's up, Fred X? Poon Adams says, good evening. Lady O says, Lori E, my husband is in IT as well. He only goes in once a week, but he gets more done at home. EBITDA says Con Edison equals criminals. Good to see you, Judy D. Hey, Robert Banker says good evening. What's up, Robert? Hope everybody's having a good week so far. Marty Lewis says hello. I am waiting for the bus after swimming laps. Marty Lewis, hope everything is going well in New York. Asia Unscripted is here, says good evening. Indian Point, correct, you are right. You know why I say Indian Creek now? I think there's a major cul-de-sac here in Miami, Indian Creek, I believe. That is where a lot of the very expensive homes are here. Dante Rose says, I have an IT certificate, Tom. That's very, very useful, probably comes in handy. EBITDA says, walks on Wall Street. It is nuts. Kyrie is not allowed to play at home in the Barclays Center, but can if they are playing the Knicks and MSG. That is crazy. That is really nuts. Wait, so he's not allowed to play in Madison? So he's not allowed to play in the Barclays Center, but he's allowed to play at MSG? Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Well, I think I'm trying to figure out how that works, because in New York, it's obvious, you know, if you're going to eat somewhere, you have to be vaccinated, right, to be inside. But I didn't know that applied to like sports players, like actually playing on the field, or in this case on the court. That is strange. Mike Bell says Kyrie Irving can play on the road in most markets. Played against Cleveland. Good to see you, Mike. Hope you're having a good Thursday. Already Friday. Already Friday now. Hey, War Walker. What's up, man? War Walker's joining us from the one and only 305. This is MSG. Not good for you. Vinny Castellano says, yeah, it's insanity. Yeah, I mean, that's just, that's what it's called, making everything politicized. Yes, it is extremely windy tonight, everybody, so I do apologize. Dino says it's Friday. I mean, might as well be. Thursday night now, but fast approaching Friday. So this is the Arlo. Dante, you can code with Python on any sort of computer. It doesn't matter if it's a Mac or a PC. I would recommend downloading Anaconda PowerShell. That's what I would recommend. Either Anaconda PowerShell or, well, in conjunction with Pandas as well, I would download. So this is 18th Street, headed downtown. Yeah, Ibita's talking about the Super Bowl. That was quite bizarre, wasn't it? Yeah, the Super Bowl highlights all of the LA elite in the boxes are not wearing the masks. But they pushed the propaganda comical at that point. I agree. John Lee says, Tom, the market has been pretty crazy. Shop, Palantir, Roku all got crushed from earnings. Yes, they all got hammered. So a lot of, and this is what we've been talking about a lot. So to your point, you know, as we are going into an interest rate rising environment, a lot of these stocks that are trading at high multiples or high PE ratios, they're undergoing what's called PE compression, right? So a lot of those multiples are going to come down, and it's very indicative of the market that we're in. You know, we've been talking about it, and I actually been writing about it in the Behind the Street newsletter, that, you know, we have to look at the market leaders, right? What sectors are driving the market higher and what sectors are outperforming? And right now, it is not technology. It is not software. It is not software as a service. and all the other cloud computing stocks that we like to talk about on the channel. Right now, it is the oil and gas companies, it's energy, it's the financials, the big banks, it's tobacco companies, consumer staples, and companies like Church & Dwight are leading the market. And that's not very bullish on the market overall, because what does that signal to people? That signals that a lot of fund for a recession, right? So a company like Church & Dwight, for toothpaste, baking soda, for example, you know, if we go into a recession, the last things that people stop and baking soda, right? And Church & Dwight has been outperforming, as well as some of the oil and gas stocks. And to your point, Shopify got hammered after earnings. Twilio, hammered. Square, which is now Block, hammered. Palantir, hammered. So a lot of these high multiple stocks are getting clocked, and I think it's going to continue. Hey, Jonathan Francis here. What's up, Jonathan? It says ExxonMobil is killing it. Hi from Las Vegas, Nevada, enjoying the 70 degrees plus this past week. Bet you're not missing the snow and cold right now from being in Florida. Just saying hi, still learning about you and your area of expertise. Gotta run. Hey, well, thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Hey, NYC Cherry Groove is here. What's up, Cherry Groove? Cherry Groove is one of our great moderators from New York City. Good to see you, Cherry Groove. Hope everything is well in New York. It was a good day in New York today. Hey, Justin Black is here. Says, hi, bro. How are you? Hey, Justin. I'm doing really good. I hope the same for you. Hey, Dan Gilman says, hey, Tom, what neighborhood are you in? So, Dan, we are walking southbound on Collins Avenue and 17th Street. And this is in South Beach. Yesterday, we were walking around downtown Miami, where it was extremely, extremely windy. It is still a windy night, but not as bad as yesterday. Hey, Ken Glass says, hi, Tom. Thanks again for Brave Browser is changing the game in my office. Hey, Ken. Yeah, so the Brave Browser is fantastic. Fantastic. And Brendan Eich, which is actually the creator of JavaScript. So Brendan Eich, the creator of JavaScript, I think is one of the lead developers for, as well as Basic Attention Token, which I believe is a cryptocurrency. Basic Attention Token, or BAT, B-A-T. But yeah, the Brave browser will block any type of spam or advertisements. But good to see you, Cherry Groove. So NYC Cherry Groove, any update on the real estate market in New York? You know, a couple streams ago, I'm not sure if you were on, but we were talking about the median rent in New York is now $3,400 a month. And it is the highest median rent ever on record in New York. Be interested to see what your thoughts are on that. Hey, Kerr is here, says hi, good to see you. Jerry. What's up, Jerry? So this is the Ritz Plaza. Hey, the Quad Father. Hey, Quad Father. This is Miami Beach. Good to see you. Hope you're having a good Thursday. Roland is here. Roland YT says, how is your day going so far? My day's going really well. It's been a busy day. Crazy busy day as the week is coming to a close. Tomorrow is Friday, so it was good. How about you? Hey, the Quad Father says hi. Thank you. New sub. Well, thank you for joining. I hope you're having a good day. Thank you for joining the channel, Quadfather. Hey, unlimited stimulus is $2.2 trillion worth of options expired tomorrow. Could be chaotic end to the week. That it could be. So unlimited stimulus, I think you touched on this briefly at the beginning of the stream. But what do you think? Do you think we're going to make a new low in the S&P as well as the NASDAQ? I think it's a good possibility we may crack the lows. Poon Adams says, how are you? I'm doing good. Dante Rose says, I'm hoping that I can be successful to move to Miami, Tom. So Dante Rose, one of our viewers, I won't say his name, but sent me an article saying that Miami is now the most expensive market in the United States, surpassing Los Angeles and New York, which is kind of unbelievable. And I wouldn't say that's good news, right? Because we want things to be affordable. And here in Miami, the prices of rentals, the prices of single family homes, and the price, or excuse me, and not the price, but salaries and wages. So wages are stagnating, but prices for basic living necessities are actually increasing pretty rapidly. EBITDA says, Tom, I think we could definitely hit new lows. I know many people said the lows were hit last week of January, but there are many factors that could push it further. So EBITDA, you make a good point. It's a good point. So here's what I think, and here's what I speculate. And obviously my opinion means nothing. We're just speculating for the sake of having fun on the channel. But I think that once a lot of the mega cap tech stocks crack and sell off 15 to 20%, I think that's going to be the bottom of the market, because as you know, the junk always sells off first, right? So the very high beta growth stocks, high PE, high multiples, no earnings, a lot of the zombie companies in the Russell 2000, those are the companies that get hammered first, right? And they've been hammered, they've been freaking rocked. So I think it just depends on when a lot of the big mega cap tech stocks get cracked. Hey. Oh, shit. Really? Oh, thanks.
Yeah, of course.
Hey, thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks. But yeah, that is what I think.
Sure. Thank you.
Christian says, Tom, maybe because of inflation. Yeah, I think you're right. So Christian makes a good point. Says that maybe the stocks are going down because of inflation. I think a lot of them are because it's compressing multiples, perhaps. Like multiple compression, margin compression. That guy was a nice guy. He just gave me a free slice of pizza. But I think you make a good point about inflation. It's actually a really good point. Because if companies have to pay more for basic raw materials and they're having a hard time passing those price increases on to consumers, you know, that's going to put a big strain on their gross margins. And that could drive the stock down even lower. That's a good point. Hey, yo, it's Cosmo. What's up, Cosmo? Cosmo Scary, good to see you. I hope you're well. Eyeglass Lady, happy Thursday. Unlimited Stimulus says, Tom, I'm keeping an eye on Apple. When it hits sub 130 to 140, could see a bottom. Oh yeah, I mean, unlimited stimulus. Could you, if Apple rolls over, the market is definitely going to make a new low, 100%. Because the S&P 500 is a market capitalization weighted index, and I think Apple makes up about 5% of the S&P. So if Apple rolls over and goes to the levels where unlimited stimulus is talking about, then I think that the S&P will make a new low. Interesting point. The Swan says, no wonder why Miami looks clean. Cindy Foley says, enjoying the pizza. I am. It's really good. Ken Glass says, 1 to 10 taste of the pizza. Let me try. 6'3", 6'3". I'm gonna give it a 6'3". War Walker says it's terrible. All the well-to-dos are moving here or have a second or third house, making it bad for us middle-class folks. The increase in rent will eventually run us to the project. So, War Walker, what you're saying is absolutely like so spot on. So there's a real big problem here in Miami where you have a lot of foreign investors, right? From China, from Singapore, from the Ukraine and Russia, and they're buying second and third homes. But the only problem is they don't live in these homes all year round, right? For the vast majority of them, sometimes they're only here for a month or 2 months out of the year. So they're taking up all of the supply for people who actually live here full time and are driving up prices. And what we've been seeing, to War Walker's point, is that wages in Florida have stagnated. And it's not just in Florida, it's everywhere. You're seeing the same thing happen in New York. You know, I was actually looking to buy something in New York, but I couldn't. I just couldn't afford it. I couldn't justify the expense. It's impossible. But that's a good point. We're seeing wages stagnate. And as the, let's just say, top 10% of Americans get richer and richer, they're acquiring properties, making it very, very difficult for people like me and you. And, you know, there's probably some 1%ers or top 1%ers in the chat, but making it difficult for middle-class people to acquire homes. So you are spot on there, War Walker. You are spot on. Chris is War Walker, the same thing in Arizona. Me and my hubby want to move into 55 plus, but can't afford the rent. Yeah, so Chris, you were like in the actual, so I'm not sure what market of Arizona you're in, but Arizona, I think, was the #1 hottest rental and housing market during the pandemic. So that is another localized or locality that's seen amazing price increase. Jerry's the 6.3 pizza is a notch above Toadie's Supreme Party Pizza. Shit. I don't like, that's how people get killed. EBITDA says my buddy bought a third home in Flagstaff, Arizona. Very cool. Yeah, Dante Rose says some people think only rich people live in Miami. Yeah, and it's the same thing with New York, right? They say, oh, if you live in New York, you're rich. It's just, it's not true. It's not true. It just seems like that because the cost of living is so high. You know, the cost of living on Long Island and in the 5 boroughs of New York City, it's really expensive in comparison to a lot of other places in the United States. Hey, Daniel's here. What's up, Daniel? It says Miami has gotten very expensive. Yeah, Daniel, so we were talking about an article that came out, and it says that Miami is now the most expensive real estate market in the country. Hey, Alex Lopez, what's up, man? Alex Lopez says South Beach is going through the roof. Hey, the one and only Laytha's here. Says hello, Tom, and everybody in the chat. Lovely night in Miami. Good to see you, Laytha. Happy Thursday. Lady, I'm eating the last of this pizza here. It's not bad, but here's the thing I've noticed about Florida. You know, I went to a pizza place yesterday as well. You know, I think it's just the water. I think the water in Long Island, New York makes the pizza really good. The pizza here is not the best, but then again, nobody really comes to Miami, Florida to eat pizza, right? You come here to eat different things. You know, you come to New York for Italian food. Hey, Obama's here. What's up, Obama? Just happy Tom got some food for once. Obama, good to see you, as always. Dana Thompson says, why hurricanes and crocodiles? And let's not forget the snakes. Oh, please, let's not talk about that. All right, we'll talk about it for a little bit. I have these 2 coconut trees in my neighborhood, and they always have these massive iguanas, and these things look like literal dinosaurs. They are crazy, and they're an invasive species, and they could actually eat through the seawall. So it's been a big problem in parts of downtown Miami with the iguanas actually eating through the seawall. Money. I'll show you guys the full moon here. Hey, Clarence Jackson, what's up, Clarence? Says New Haven pizza is the best. Dante Rose says you walk into South Beach, Tom. Yeah, we should be walking through there. Ebitaz says, Tom, you gotta try the pizza in New Haven. Best pizza in the country besides the networking and education. The pizza is the best thing about Yale. I gotta check that out. I gotta check that out. Hey, Ruby Falcone is here. What's up, Ruby? Good to see you. Says good evening all. What snakes? Solo 401, the one and only. What's up, Solo? Hope you're having a good day so far. Daniel says Lincoln Road. Indeed. 14 says, are you wearing shorts? Sometimes I wear shorts here. So for everybody that's just joining, we were talking about the Gulf War, the Persian Gulf War, more specifically Operation Desert Storm. And we were talking about that in relation to the stock market. So I believe on January 16th, 1991 is when the actual Operation Desert Storm started. And if you look throughout the history in a lot of the old archived articles from the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, they were actually talking about, you know, the United States government is having a difficult time buying enough body bags. They thought there was going to be thousands upon thousands of US casualties because we were going up against the 4th largest army in the world at the time, which was the Iraqi army. And the fear was so crazy that you would think the stock market would have fallen off a cliff and actually crashed, but the exact opposite happened. On the exact day we launched Operation Desert Storm, the market rallied 4% on 300% higher than normal volume. And the market rallied over, I think it was 18% for the year. So if you guys want to see a full write-up on that, if you type !news, N-E-W-S in the chat, it'll drop a link to the Behind the Street newsletter where you can actually read the market update about it. And I think it's important to look back at market history, because right now with the whole Russia-Ukraine situation, even though I think it's not going to be anything, if it does turn into a massive war, you know, it's good to look back throughout history and see what the markets do in times of war. Solo 401 says we used HARP, made them surrender in mass. Las Vegas medium home price is $420,000. This baby boomer not likely to be able to ever buy here again. Studios going for $800 plus. Wow. I mean, $800 for a studio in Las Vegas is crazy expensive. I think you could probably get a studio in New York for what, about $2,000? What do you guys think? Maybe a little more. Maybe a little more now. Hey, NC is here. So it doesn't need to turn into anything to be the catalyst that causes markets to roll over. Hey, Sabrina Fair, what's going on? Good to see you. Solo 401 says, how many of you weren't even alive? Yeah, so I was definitely not alive yet. Not yet. Hey, Faith is here. What's up, Faith? Faith, hope everything's going well with Fashion Week in New York. Beautiful weather in New York. 55 to 60 degrees in February is awesome. Obama says Biden may blame the market crash on Russia. Interesting. Hey, Lost in Cali says my 3 adult kids were born and still live in Vegas currently. We've never seen home prices so high. Wow. That's insane. EBITDA says walks on Wall Street, New York City rent is almost back to pre-COVID levels. Yeah, I think it actually may be higher. I think it may be higher now. Hey, the Mighty Bull is here. What's up, Mighty Bull? It's in the house. You are the 99%. What is up, Mighty Bull? NC says that is actually a big brain thought. Bonnie Hudson is here. Good to see you, Bonnie. So I'm not sure about that Bonnie Hudson just yet, but I will keep you updated, I promise. Hey, everything USPS is here. Says, good evening, sir. Good evening to you too. Cove Creek 3. What's up, Cove Creek 3? So we are on Lincoln Road in Miami, Florida. Hey, Ruben. Good to see you, Ruben. Hope you're well. We have Faith here. Good to see you, Faith. Solo 401 says I was a teenager during Desert Storm. Hey, Dutchman. What's up, Dutchman? Good to see you. Lori E says I read that a war usually improves presidential approval ratings. I would love to see data on that. That's actually a very interesting... Could you drop that link if you have the link to the article? I would love to read that if you have the link. Hey, Alex Lopez is here. Says, hey, Tom, do you feel you fit in when you come to Miami or to lay back compared to New York City? Yeah, I mean, everybody here has been really cool. Everybody here has been really, really nice. So I think I think I'd fit in. Yeah. Everybody's been really cool here so far. Hey, Smee Media's here, so sounds a lot less windy than yesterday. Yeah, it definitely is. Definitely is. Yesterday, the wind was like ripping our faces off. Or as I like to call, face-ripping wind. Hey, Shot by Scott. What's up, man? Shot by Scott is here, which is a phenomenal photographer here in the 305. Please check him out. Christian Felix says the Desert Storm operation is portrayed in many video games and movies. Vinny Castellano says I served in Desert Storm. Vinny, wow, dude, I didn't know that. Well, thank you for your service, Vinny Castellano. We appreciate it. Here on the Walks on Wall Street channel, we appreciate all of our veterans. I think Solo 401 and the Mighty Bull are veterans as well. So to all the veterans in the chat, appreciate you very much. Ruby says you know that gets me every time. The face ripping wind. Cove Creek 3 says thoughts on semiconductor mutual funds as the market drops. Well, I'm not sure about a semiconductor mutual fund, but I think over the long term, if we think about on like a 5 to 10 year time horizon, I do remain bullish on semiconductors as a whole. Because if we think about the new technologies that are going to be emerging, you know, EVs, you think about machine learning, artificial intelligence, that's all going to require semiconductors. You talk about the 5G rollout, IoT, you know, even in your appliances, in your refrigerators, you know, for smart cities, it's all going to require chips and semiconductors. And I think that's why you're seeing a lot of big companies like Intel making multi-billion-dollar investments. I think this actor was on Squid Game. Is that right? Yeah, my friend finally convinced me to watch Squid Game because it is a Korean show. And I believe that is the main actor, the very famous actor in Squid Game. Hey, CKB's here. What's up, CKB? This is how far are you from Ocean Drive? Ooh. I think a couple blocks. CKB says they're parking on Ocean Drive. I think parking is very difficult here. Latha's like, I refuse to watch Squid Game. I was like that too. I refuse to. I'm not a big TV watcher. I'm not a big Netflix person. Cosmo Scary says, I don't remember the last time I heard Squid Game. Brian says, did you like the show? It was all right. I'm not usually into those type of shows about like killing and all that stuff. Not usually a big fan, but Sao says Senegal champions. 14 says, I would love to see palm trees in New York City. Well, you know, there's actually a place where you could go see palm trees in New York City almost every day. So down on Wall Street, more specifically near the Deutsche Bank, there's the atrium right outside of the major German bank. And there's actually palm trees in the atrium. I think we walked in there before on the stream. Hey, the Mighty Bull is here. This is the Mighty Bull watching, learning and listening. So the Mighty Bull is a veteran in the chat. We appreciate you, Mighty Bull. So big shout out to our pal Mighty Bull. Hey, Olivia Hour says, is it a full moon tonight? It is. We have a full moon here in Miami. Hey, photos from around New York, good to see us. This is Brookfield Place. NMB 045 says Canada has palm trees in Vancouver outside. How does that work? Do they, they probably winterize them, right? Obviously, during the winter. Yeah, so this is Lincoln Road where they have a lot of restaurants outside. But if you guys are enjoying the stream, feel free to leave a like on the video. Mike C says full moon over Miami. Yeah, let's see if we could see the full moon from here. I think it's behind these palm trees right here. So it's right, there's the full moon. Photos from around New York. Hope you had a good day today. Shot by Scott. I'm gonna check that out. So I believe there was another feature film, or a very, very popular film that is in all Korean. I forget the name of it. I had to watch it, but I think it won a bunch of Grammy nominees or whatever they're called. I'm horrible with all the celebrity awards nonsense stuff, but I think that particular movie, I forget the name of it, but it is a Korean movie, and supposedly it was one of the most famous movies, I think, of 2020. Eyeglass Lady says, we had a neighbor when I was a kid in Idaho who had an outdoor koi pond. Love that. Yeah, Obama says gold hit $1,900. Yeah, so Obama, that's something we were briefly touching on at the beginning of the stream. Gold is looking really, really good. So if you type in the ticker symbol GLD and you go to a monthly time frame on gold, that is probably the nicest and cleanest looking chart pattern I've ever seen in my life. So if gold cracks new all-time record highs, I will probably be putting in a position on gold with like a 7% stop loss, because as they say, or the saying is, the bigger the base, the higher in space. So there is a possibility gold could rip faces and really, really take off. So we'll keep our eye on it. But as Obama said, gold is now over $1,900. James, the GLD will do. Yeah, so this isn't a recommendation to buy anything. You know, on this channel, we just have discussions about the financial markets. But it's interesting. It's an interesting chart to look at. If you go to tradingview.com or any charting service you use, and you put in the ticker symbol GLD, which is the ETF that tracks gold, you know, look at it on a monthly time frame. Hey, Go Hard Brother is here. What's up, Go Hard Brother? Good to see you. Daddy Boggs is here. I'm in Citrus County, Florida, and went outside to see the full moon. Good to see you. Hope you're having a good day. Shot by Scott says the film is called 3%. It's on Netflix. Latest, like, what gold has been ripping faces since like 2014. I mean, gold has pretty much traded sideways for 10 years. But, I mean, it could change. You know, inflation, we did get a CPI print of about, what was it, 7.5%. So supposedly these palm trees right here are actually not technically palm trees. I forget what they're called, but I actually just bought like 2 of them. I bought 2 very little baby, what are they called? I completely forget the name. I'm horrible at remembering things. But this is a prehistoric plant. So this is one of the oldest species of palms, but it's actually not considered a palm tree. But this is a prehistoric plant right here. So this was around when the dinosaurs were around. Amarjeet says, Tom, where you from? I'm from New York. UPS once says the joke is, had you invested $10,000 into gold 10 years ago, you'd have $10,000 today. Pretty decent store of value, I guess, right? So I'm not sure if Disney cast members in the chat, but she'll be able to tell us what those are. Yes, Mike C, you're right. Sago palms. So Mike C is totally right. Hit the nail on the head. Sago palm, but it's actually, they're not palm trees, but they're sago or sago plants. You're 100% right. And supposedly they are the slowest growing plant, and they could take 100 years to become fully grown. Hey, NBF Forum, good to see you. Obama, good to see you. Dante Rose. Kathy Lyons, what's going on? Daddy Boggs is Ozone Park. Yes, Smee Media, I think you're right. So Smee Media says the movie is called Parasite. I think you're 100% right. Parasite is the movie. Hey, Marilyn is here. Go hard, brother. Thank you for that. You are 100% right. Faith, any updates from Fashion Week? I know Faith has been hard at work at Fashion Week. Hopefully you're having a good time. Hey, Paulo says, hey, my friend, a pleasure to be watching your stream. Well, thank you for watching. I appreciate it very much. Hope everybody's enjoying themselves. Shot by Scott says that painting is a blonde-haired Tom. So we're passing Jefferson Avenue here on Lincoln Road. So if it's not too windy, I'm gonna try to go on the water, but I think the past 2 nights it's been way too windy. We couldn't even get a look at the beach. But if it's not that windy, I'll take you guys to the water. Hey, CJ Des says hello from cold Quebec. Good evening, everybody from Quebec. We have a lot of Canadian viewers on the channel, so it's good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Tez says thanks for walking. Same full moon here in São Paulo, Brazil. Hey, Vicky. Good to see you. Hope you're well. Hey, Faith says, Tom, you need to join next time. Faith, next time, I guarantee you, I'm going to make you a promise, I'm going to go to the Fashion Week events. I promise. So I think there's another one in the spring you were telling me about. I'll go to some of those. The Swan says that pizza has affected Tom. He's more chirpy. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely say the eat while eating during the stream definitely gives me more energy, to be honest. Definitely does, cannot deny that. Photos from around New York says Tom will be going to the Met Gala. Yeah, I wish. I wish. Yeah, there's like Fashion Week is a whole lot of extra in the city. Hey, Dallas. Hey, Tom. Good evening. What's up, Dallas? Christian says, what was the flavor of the pizza? You know, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think it was actually pizza. I think it was, what's it called? That focaccia bread, I believe. I don't know how to pronounce it. Hey, Juan Bueno says, Tom, the New York streets need to be as clean as the ones in Florida. Yeah, I mean, hopefully we'll get back there. NYC Cherry Goose, Tom, do you eat the coconuts from the trees near your house? So I think I can, but I want to do a little bit more investigation into that. But I believe I can. I think I can. Hey, Western Mass Dave's is quite the peaceful Thursday night in Miami. NYC 999 says no homeless. Well, I think there's a lot less homeless people in Miami, but it just depends on where you go. But definitely not as bad as New York City. Laytha says I like the black and white concrete pattern. Yeah, it is kind of nice. Shot by Scott says, was it the place they gave you a sample from way back when? I think it was. I think it was the same place. That place is pretty good. So I think if we walk up 2 more blocks, that's gonna take us, I think if we make a right, that'll take us to Española Way, I believe. War Walker says Pakacha. Got it. Yeah, anything that has to do with like pronunciation or grammar, it's horrible, horrible, horrible. So there's actually the best pizza place that I think it's in Melville, New York on Long Island. And it's called that, La Focaccia, I believe. Mike C says, reminds me of the Irvine Spectrum Center in California. Good to see you, Mike C. Oh, look at this dog. That dog is like a bear, that thing is massive. War Walker, hope you had a good day today, my friend. Leidos is the #1 pizza. Is apparently right down the street from me. So I think the best pizza spot in New York, aside from the one in Melville, is in Brooklyn. And I used to go to that place when I used to visit some pals at Brooklyn College. And it's DeFara Pizza. Very good. Very old school place. I think it's only open for like a couple hours every day. But DeFara Pizza, very good. Smee Media says, the best pizza is in the Bronx. You know, I don't think I've ever had much pizza in the Bronx, to be honest. But Smee Media, what pizza place in the Bronx would you recommend? Shot by Scott's, like, did you say Sbarro? So there is a Sbarro right near Penn Station. I'm not sure if I would ever recommend it. So I love the architecture of these buildings here. I think it's a church. And I think there's one that looks very similar to this in downtown Miami, or I believe it's Brickell. Dino's, his Spumoni Gardens was good. Gun Hill Road in the Bronx. Yeah, so there's actually a fairly large Little Italy in the Bronx. I would say probably bigger than the Little Italy in Manhattan. Because as rents have been going up, it's actually pushed a lot of Italians out of Little Italy. Jonathan Francis, Joe and Pat's. So the only reason why I know Joe and Pat's is because the Barstool Sports guy, Dave Portnoy, did the most bizarre pizza review in front of Joe and Pat. So if anybody wants to check that out, if you just YouTube real quick, Joe and Pat's pizza review, Dave Portnoy, it's the most bizarre pizza review ever. At least I think it was the Joe and Pat's one.
All the stages we've been through, it wasn't meant to be.
Hey, Michelle O'Rourke is here. What's up, Michelle? Says, hey, all. Good to see you, Michelle. Hey, Blanket Brittany is here. Says, welcome from Trinidad. Good to see everybody in Trinidad. I think these are aloe vera plants, are they? I think so. Hey, Pacific Desert Raid, good to see you. It'll bring us to Española Way if we walk down a couple blocks. Somebody says aloe vera is amazing on sunburn. Well, check out the full moon here, everybody. Ruby Falcone says lovely music. Good to see you, Ruby. Clarence Jackson says it's agave. Emilio J says that guy is ripping faces off with his guitar skills. Agreed. Good to see you, Emilio J, by the way. Hey, the one and only Penelope's here. What's up, Penelope? It says evening, Tom and everybody. Beautiful moon tonight. Can't see it here because of the rain. Penelope is joining us from the one and only Tennessee. Good to see you, Penelope. Hey, Roy S is here. It says hi, Tom and all mods. Wishing you all well. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Pacific Desert. Hey, how are you? Pacific Desert Raid. Good to see you. Michelle O'Rourke. Very cool. Says you finally got some time for yourself. Waiting for your husband to get home. She's going to be 5 months old next month. That's awesome. Well, congratulations. Wishing you the best. Wishing you a lot of happiness and health with your newborn there. So that is phenomenal. Hey, Frank Johnson is here. What's up? This is hello from Maine. What's up, Frank? Good to see you, Frank. Maine is a great state. Hey, Emilio J says it's nice to be here, Tom. Love the streams. Thanks, Emilio. Hey, Daryl's here from Chicago. Says good evening, everybody from Chicago, Illinois. And there's a snow day today in Chicago. Yeah, definitely a lot different from Miami. But Daryl, thank you for joining. Everybody, thank you for joining. We were briefly talking about obviously since we have the Russia-Ukraine situation going on, I wanted to do sort of a comparison to see how markets perform in times of big war events. Hey, what's up, man? Put me in the vlog. It's like a live show. Good to see you. In times of big war events. So, for example, I did a little bit of analysis of Operation Desert Storm, which happened in 1991. So on January 16th, 1991, when we actually launched the operation, at first we thought there was going to be mass casualties, and all over the news and all over mainstream media articles like the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, was that the government was ordering thousands upon thousands of body bags. We were expecting mass casualties. But thank God none of that happened. But on the day that we launched the operation, the S&P 500 actually ripped 4% on the day on higher than normal volume, and that was the bottom of the market. And then we went on to experience one of the greatest bull runs in stock market history. So if you guys want to read more about that, I sent that out to everybody's email today in the Behind the Street newsletter special report. So if you want to read that, it is the first link in the description if you want to sign up, or if you type !news, NEWS in the chat, it'll drop the link for you guys as we see this beautiful mural here in Miami. Hey, Nadij is here. Says hi, Tom and company. Good to see you. Hope you are well. We're walking around South Beach tonight. Beautiful mural. I think this is Prince. Skip says thanks for the report today, Tom. Very much. Weird times for the market for sure. Good to see you, Skip. Thank you so much. Yeah, I believe this is Prince. Is that correct? Mike C says before Desert Storm, the media claimed the Republican Guard was elite military force. Yeah, they did. They were sort of telling everybody that the Iraqi army was a massive fighting force, which they were. They were the fourth largest military at the time. But it took literally 2 days for American and coalition forces to get the job done. But I don't really want to get too political on it. I mainly did the analysis more just in relation to the stock market. But you're 100% right. You're 100% right. Yeah, Eyeglass Lady, that is another thing. So the newsletters tend to go to people's spam folders. I'm sort of working with Twitter to sort of figure that out. Wow, shot by Scott. That's awesome. Says your granddad is a Navy veteran. Appreciate his service. Yeah, so the Persian Gulf was in 1990, 1991. And I believe that was the first war where there was actually live television coverage on the ground. Hey, Sabrina Ferris says my dad was Korean War. Thank you for his service. It was a ticker tape parade. Yeah, unfortunately I was not alive then. I made my debut a few years after that. That is when I made my first appearance on the streets of New York. Hey, Lunch Club is here. What's up, Lunch Club? Good to see you. We're checking out the full moon tonight, Lunch Club, in Miami. Hey, Mark Davis is here. Says good evening there, Tom. Hope that all is well with you there in Miami. Good to see you, Mark. So, Mark, I'm going to send you a message tomorrow. I want to connect on some of the stuff you're working on. Sabrina Fair, good to see you. You're right, you're not wrong. Hey, JMTS Productions, good to see us. It's a beautiful moon. So we're approaching Espanola Way here in South Beach. And I'm surprised at how many people are out for a Thursday night. It seems like a lot of people out. But I believe to our right, this is a major Cuban restaurant. I think it's called Havana 1957. Yeah, Pacific Desert Raid. This is called Espanola Way. So we'll take a quick walk through. We usually start to buffer. But we'll take a quick walk through. I think we were walking here on Super Bowl Sunday, I believe. Jackson. This is Tom. What's your favorite restaurant in Miami? I would say Sazon Cuban Bakery, and I believe it's in North Beach on 72nd Street. The Swan says, I'd never believe people live like this. I have to see it with my own eyes. The Swan, there must be a lot of stuff happening in Ireland, no? Isn't there a lot of stuff happening in Ireland? Hey, Mark Davis, any updates on what's going on in Toronto? You know, back in the States, we're hearing a lot about the trucker protest, and Trudeau is sort of losing his mind and freezing people's bank accounts. So I would love some clarity on what's going on, if you could provide any insight. Miami Vice editions are cool. Get long the Russia-Ukraine fear. I'm buying banks, semis, and values. This is Ken. What's up, Ken? So Ken Kramer, did you get the newsletter I sent out? I think you'd like it, because we were talking about Operation Desert Storm and how the market reacted during Desert Storm in the Gulf War, the Persian Gulf. Hey, Sam is here. What's up, Sam? Says, what's up, Tom? It's been a while. Good to see you, Sam. So Sam is another viewer from Toronto. We have a lot of viewers from Toronto, Canada. Sam, any insight on what's going on with the trucker Freedom Convoy, or the Freedom Convoy truckers? Hey, Roberto is here. Says hello. Good to see you, Roberto. Mark Davis is Tom. There are still some truckers here. Arrests have been made in Ottawa. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Roberto says, how is Florida? Florida's nice. It's really nice here. Steve says, not Toronto. Ottawa is where the convoy is. So I thought the convoy was all over now. Didn't they travel to different provinces or something like that? Hey, Judy D says, oh, what a gorgeous view. What's up, Judy? Marilyn says, congrats on hitting 12,000 subscribers. Wow. Did we really hit 12,000? That's insane. Well, I appreciate all the support from everybody. It's been an absolute blast hanging out with everybody on the streams. So thank you everybody for joining each night as we stream live between Miami, Florida and New York City. So I really do appreciate everybody. It's been a blast. Ricky M says nothing happens to truckers frozen in the cold. Yeah, Cosmo Scary says, Tommy, you ready for the avocado shortage? You know, I saw something come across the Bloomberg tape that the United States has dropped all imports of Mexican avocados for safety reasons. Steve says, not all provinces have cleared out convoy except Ottawa. That's awesome. Well, yeah, everybody, thank you so much. And also, the Behind the Street newsletter, we have over 500 people signed up to read it every week, which is just, that really means a lot to me that you guys take time out of your day to read my work. So I really do appreciate it. So thank you, everybody. And I hope you're enjoying it. You know, I try to make content that is good for everybody. Not everybody watches the show for financial talk. So I try to make it interesting for everybody. So thanks for coming. Thanks for tuning in. Jonathan Francis, check out Ottawa Walks. So Jonathan, I actually just subscribed to Ottawa Walks. He's covering it pretty well. He's covering it really, really well. The Freedom Convoy protests, or the truckers. Oh, but everybody, speaking of the Freedom Convoy truckers, we actually have a member of the Walks in Wall Street channel. His name is Film Mission, and Film Mission is a photographer from Iran that moved to Canada that is covering the Freedom Convoy truckers pretty well. So if you type in Film Mission, I believe you'll be able to check it out. So hopefully when the weather gets better, we'll be able to take a trip up to Canada. But then again, I think I'd probably want to go to Montreal first, because I've never been to Montreal yet, and I would like to go. I was actually planning a big trip to Montreal with some of my friends, but then, you know, the Big C came and put a tomahawk on that plan, unfortunately. Cosmo, I hope you're well. Thank you for being a great moderator. All the moderators, thank you, appreciate it. Yeah, Cosmo, thank you for dropping the link to Film Mission. Have you been watching some of his stuff? He's been putting out some really good coverage of the Canadian protests in Ottawa. Photos from around New York. Thank you. TJM says, wow, it's crowded tonight. Could you imagine just chilling on that little balcony here? Somebody says Zero Hedge has an article on the bird flu. So, I mean, sometimes I'll read Zero Hedge articles, but I think Zero Hedge is a good platform or a good news source. But I think it's sort of like watching Peter Schiff. If anybody knows who Peter Schiff is, Peter Schiff is the CEO and founder of Euro Pacific Capital and Schiff Gold. It always seems to be gloom and doom. Hey, Lori E, good to see you. Obama says walk on Long Beach. We'll have to. Sabrina Ferris says, I know Peter Schiff. So he has a good podcast. I think his podcast is called The Peter Schiff Show. Pacific Desert Raids is where can we sign up for the newsletter? I think it's the first link in the bio, the first link in the description of this video. Cosmo Scary says, I listened to Peter Schiff and bought gold instead of Bitcoin, so I'll never listen to Peter Schiff again. Look, I really like Peter Schiff. I disagree with him about Bitcoin, but I listen to every single one of his podcasts. I think he's a really smart guy. So Peter Schiff's son is actually a good follow if you want to follow Peter Schiff's son on Twitter. He's actually a really smart kid. He puts out a lot of interesting information on Bitcoin. It's funny to see him and his father go at it on Twitter. Yeah, Cosmo Scary says, I think Peter Schiff is right about the Fed. Yeah, NC says they argue about Bitcoin. It's hilarious. Hey, Bally's here, says love the Havana scene. Good to see you. Yeah, since we don't have a Salesforce tower here in Miami, we'll just have to make do with these clouds here. They sort of look like Salesforce clouds a little bit. Cynthia Beal says, I do not receive the newsletter in the mail, but I noticed I could see them when I went to the link. Yeah, so a lot of times the newsletter will go to the spam folder. So just make sure you are checking the spam folder. Hey, Irivas is here. What's up, Irivas? Yeah, Latha says the Salesforce clouds have no eyes. So speaking of Salesforce, did anybody see that Salesforce actually had a Super Bowl commercial? I was so surprised to see that. So Salesforce actually came out with their own Super Bowl commercial. So what did you guys think about the Super Bowl and the Super Bowl commercials? Did you guys like any particular commercials, or what do you think? So this is Espanola Way and Collins Avenue. And we should be able, so we should be able to see the Royal Palm Hotel, which is right in front of us. This is, I don't watch the Super Bowl. I didn't really watch the game either. I caught like the last 15 minutes of it, which I think was the most important part of the game anyway. Because the most exciting stuff happens at like the last 10, 15 minutes. So that's really all I needed to see. And it was entertaining. It was awesome. Western Mass Dave says the Doritos commercial, I'll always root for the animals. So what did everybody think about the Coinbase commercial? There was a lot of controversy about the Coinbase commercial. It had just a little QR code bouncing around on the screen. I thought it was a pretty interesting idea, but the only thing is that so many people were scanning the Coinbase QR code that it actually crashed the website entirely. Animal DL says, I like the Toyota commercial. Antonio, good to see you. Yeah, Chris says it wasn't crazy about the halftime show. I actually thought it was pretty good. To be totally honest, I actually thought it was pretty good. I was entertained. Yeah, Western Mass Dave's is a pretty ingenious QR code. Faith says the Bengals disappointed. Revis says I like the dog commercial. Hope you're well, Revis. Hey, Green Suburban says hi, Tom. Thank you for sharing the crazy pizza review on YouTube. Yeah, so you check that out, right? I thought it was. Yeah, that is why. Is that the one where the homeless guy comes up with all the bottles, or is that another one? But I think it was that pizza place, Sam and Pat's or something like that. I forget the first name, but it was something and Pat's. It was like Sam and Pat's. Lydia says, I like the crypto commercials with LeBron and his son. That was actually a really good one. So there was so many cryptocurrency commercials at the Super Bowl. It was almost like I almost started to get bearish on cryptocurrencies in general. It reminded me of like the pets.com commercials in 2000. Does anybody remember the pets.com commercial in 2000? I mean, I don't, but I remember the reruns. You know, in 2000, I was only like 4 or 5 years old, but so here we are at the Orb right here. Hey, Marilyn is here. Says, I wonder the amount of money companies spend on ads for the Super Bowl really pays off. Yeah, I think it probably does pay off, to be honest. Because, I mean, think about it. Think about all the people who watch the Super Bowl. Dino says every commercial except for one during the 2000 Super Bowl was a .com commercial. So who played in the Super Bowl in the year 2000? Does anybody know that? That's an interesting trivia question right here on the Walks in Wall Street stream. Who played in the Super Bowl in the year 2000? I have no idea, but I'm going to guess. I'm going to make a guess right now. The teams who played in the Super Bowl in the year 2000 was the New York Jets, and the Oakland Raiders. Does that even make sense? Now somebody has to Google that now. I'm curious. Cheryl says the Ravens. Okay, I was way off. Yeah, Shot by Scott. The Coinbase ad cost him like 12 million. I think it may have been 14 million bucks. Hey, running at altitudes is the Rams and the Titans. I said the Jets. All right, so this is the Betsy Ross here on the main strip here in South Beach. Hey, Frazier's here. Says hi, folks. The walkway is between the buildings, the Orb. Hey, Sam says the St. Louis Rams and the Tennessee Titans. So these are all these Art Deco buildings. Hey, Spontaneous is here. What's up, Spontaneous? Very windy by the water. Hey, Q-Biz, what's up, man? Good to see you, Q-Biz. Chris Beeman says is my favorite part of the walk. Marilyn says watching the Olympics, curling is a crazy sport. So I think there's that one guy on Team USA that does the curling. He has that pretty funny mustache. That's pretty much the only sport I watched this year in the Olympics is the curling. So if you guys are enjoying the stream tonight, feel free to leave a like on the video. Judy Deese is loving the street colors. Take Me to the Cease is on YouTube. Joe and Pat's pizza review. Yeah, that's like the most hilarious pizza review ever. I think those two guys walk out of the place just about as that guy Dave Portnoy is about to take a bite of the pizza, and they're like, "It's horrible, it's horrible." There's like 20 million things going on. It's insane. The Joe and Pat's pizza review. Yeah, Animal DL's like, yeah, he's a legend now. So I think that America's actually not doing well in the Olympics. I actually think we have one of the least amount of medals. I think Norway is in the lead, isn't it? Aren't they? I think Norway and Canada is actually doing the best. Mike C says, are the Olympics over yet? I have no idea. You know, unfortunately, I haven't really been paying attention to the Olympics. Every now and then on YouTube, I'll get like a recommended highlight reel and I'll watch it. Yeah, Marilyn says Norway is in the lead. Yeah, I mean, good for Norway. I mean, I would have never expected Norway to outperform in the Olympics, but very well done. So I guess we'll have to ask the Swan. So the Swan, what do you think about the Art Deco architecture here in Miami, Florida, compared to what we see in New York? I mean, obviously it's no Empire State Building, but I think these buildings look kind of cool. Two Explorers videos is the USA is number 4 as of this morning. Yeah, Marilyn says Norway has been very good in winter sports. Christian says phenomenal walking live show, Tom. Thank you, Christian. Yeah, I guess that would make sense that Norway would be pretty good at winter sports. You make a good point. Marty Lewis, you make a good point. So Marty Lewis, in today's stream, we were talking a little bit about the egregious energy prices in New York City. I believe a lot of restaurant owners are complaining that their Con Edison bills are up 300% over the last month. And I remember briefly, I think Marty Lewis, you shared with us that your energy bill has gone up significantly. So I'm wondering if you're seeing the same thing. Yeah, I think, you know, Irivas, you make a good point. So Irivas says, with everything being so political, I'm discouraged about watching the Olympics. Yeah, I mean, you know, there's a lot of human rights issues, especially in China, more geared towards the Muslim ethnic group of the Uyghurs, which is a horrible, horrible travesty that's going on over there. So I think that's probably why a lot of the viewership is down. But yeah, you're right. You're definitely right. Sabrina Fair says energy in California, the same thing. Hey, XOXX Bob is here. What's up, Bob? Somebody says cars aren't allowed on the street. Yeah, so they closed down this street to cars, which I think is good, because this is a major tourist attraction and a tourist spot. So it's sort of like, I guess we could compare it to the Times Square of Miami. So I think it's best that cars don't come down here for safety reasons for the pedestrians. Christina says Ocean Drive was filled with senior citizens. Cheryl says heating oil has doubled, just paid over $700 for a refill on the oil tank. Wow. That's insane. So check out this full moon here, guys. Yeah, Lady says less cars is better. I mean, Lady O says less cars is better in my book. Yeah, I think it's safer for the tourists. I'm glad they did the same thing in New York on Broadway. They closed down the vast majority of Broadway so that tourists and things like that could avoid the crazy drivers. Yeah, Mark Davis brings up the movie Scarface. So it's funny, I've never watched the movie Scarface, but supposedly a lot of it is filmed here. And I think we're coming up on the CVS where they filmed some of the movie Scarface. Hey, Sammy's here, says hello, lovely Ocean Drive. Good to see you. Yeah, Lady O's like, Tom, you must watch Scarface. I'm gonna watch it. I usually don't like watching movies with crazy violence in it, but I'm gonna watch it, I promise. So this is the Carlisle. I'm not sure what this is, but I'm sure it sounds like it's a very notable place. The Carlisle. I think this is a good time of year to come to South Beach, because in March it's usually the spring breakers and this place can get pretty crazy. Oh, so our phone is going to die here. So we'll start to walk back up. To Lincoln Road. Could we get a quick time check in the chat? I just want to make sure I am on time to get my bus. Hey, Paul Stein is here. What's up, Paul? This is the boat show and art show is this weekend. South Beach should be busy. Ooh, maybe we'll have to come down and check it out. 10:29, 10:04. Thank you, everybody. Hey, Mike S. is good crowd for a Thursday. What's going on, Mike S? Hey, South Beach Traders here. This is the Carlisle is a hotel. What's going on, South Beach Trader? Thank you for joining tonight. South Beach Trader, we were talking about the S&P 500 market movements during the Persian Gulf War and Operation Desert Storm. And I did send out a quick, brief behind the street newsletter, not a full newsletter, but just a quick update on market movements during war times. So please check your email. Hey, Carol H is here. What's up, Carol? Good to see you, Carol H. Hope you're well. Carol, we're headed back up to Lincoln Road from, I believe this is Ocean Drive. I think so. But Carol, the wind has finally died down a little bit. The last two nights on the streams, the wind has been blowing us away. Yeah, Bob says less wind today. Yeah, Marilyn says you have over 1,100,000 views on the channel. That is That is just really unbelievable. I can't even wrap my head around that. But thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for watching. Appreciate that very, very much. The streams have definitely been a blast. Met a lot of cool people. And I was looking at the analytics on YouTube, and we have viewers from so many different countries. It's insane. So it's awesome to have a space where everybody from around the world can come and hang out. So appreciate everybody. Hold on, I'll give you guys one more shot of this Ocean Plaza building. I think this is probably my favorite building here on Ocean Drive. Faith says hammer that thumbs up button. Appreciate it, Faith. Hey, 48 is here. What's up, 48? 48 is joining us from New Zealand. Welcome. Hope all is well in New Zealand. Mike C. Thanks, Mike C. Appreciate you. So my phone is on 10% battery, so I may have to end it because I do use my phone as my bus pass, believe it or not. Yeah, Latha's like Tom's first life was during the Rat Pack days. So true. Sammy Davis Jr., Dean Martin, you know, all the greats. Frank Sinatra. Ladies, says Tom, take another shot of the Betsy. Okay, so we'll end it right here at the main Betsy orb. But I appreciate everybody joining today. Sabrina Fair, TJM, Mike S. Good to see you, Mike. Thank you for joining. To all of our moderators, appreciate the continued support on the stream. Andy, our pal from South Korea, thank you for joining. Pacific Desert Raid, Cheryl, Western Mass Dave, the one and only Otto, my pal Mark Davis, my friend Marty Lewis. Thank you, Marty Lewis. Bob says congrats on 12,000. Thank you. Thank you, Bob. Appreciate it. Cosmo's Scary, thank you for helping out with the channel. I appreciate it. Western Mass Dave, thank you so much. 48 from New Zealand. Shot by Scott, thank you. Appreciate it, Scott. Everybody check out Shot by Scott if you want to see more in-depth coverage of Miami. Carol H, thank you for the support. Marilyn, appreciate it. Smash the like button. I appreciate it, everybody. Latha, Dino, the Swan, the one and only. Lady O, thank you for helping out with the channel. I Revis, thank you so much. Pacific Desert Raid. Ruby Falcone, appreciate you. Cynthia Beal, Al Baker, Obama, Mark Lee, the Mighty Bull, appreciate it. So to the Mighty Bull, have a good night wherever you are, because there is always a bull market somewhere. You just need to know where to look, and I'll see everybody right back here tomorrow. And Penelope, Q-Biz, can't forget about you guys. Roy S., Paul Stein, Mark Lee, Marilyn, photos from around New York. Be safe, everybody. We'll see you in the next one.